short video to introduce you to the new and improved International Diploma on Risk Management from the Institute of Risk Management. Firstly, I'm going to just give you a little bit of information about myself and my long-term relationship with the IRM, which started in the early 1990s when I joined them as a student. I passed my exams, thankfully, and in 1996 I gained fellowship at the IRM, which has now been upgraded as a status to Certified Fellow. During the time with them, I've done many things. So I've been on the board from 1999 till 2003, the last year of that as the Deputy Chair. I've been the Chair of the North West of England Regional Interest Group for 8 years until 2016. I'm an accredited trainer of a number of the IRM's educational courses, and they include things like the Fundamentals of Risk Management or FORM course. I deliver the Project Risk Management course. I'm one of the trainers for the Running Effective Workshops course, and there are others that I deliver training on. I'm also one of the designers of and trainers for the IRM's blended learning option for their international certificate. And I'm the coach for the International Diploma Module 3, and that's on assessment and control. So to give you a little bit more of information about the diploma, we're going to look at some of the benefits of studying for the IRM's diploma, and also some of the new developments that the IRM and their qualification team have designed to enhance and support the journey of the student through the education. These developments, by the way, have not been a knee-jerk reaction to the global pandemic. They've been some years in the making before we got to this point, but the pandemic has reinforced our view that the decision to make these changes has been the right one. Now, some detail regarding the actual content of the diploma. So if you're watching this, you've probably already successfully completed either the ERM, Enterprise Risk Management, or the Financial Services Certificate, both of which comprise modules 1 and 2 of the overall diploma. Or perhaps you've received exemptions from those modules by having a related degree, but whichever route you've reached or taken to get here, you will be progressing your education now further by studying modules 3, 4, 5 and 6 of the International Diploma. So just going through then a little bit more detail about each of those. So module 3 is around assessment and control. And this starts with a brief revision of the issues that you studied in the certificate in risk management, and they're mainly around areas that were covered in module 1. We then go further into a detailed study of risk assessment and risk control in relation to the internal and external contexts and objectives of the situation that you're facing. The module then goes into more detailed examination of the different techniques for identifying risks, and we're talking here about both opportunities and threats. We explore some of the common qualitative and quantitative methods for analysing risks. We look again in more detail at the control types used for managing those prioritised risks with different options and techniques available. And lastly, there's a more detailed exploration of project risk management, and that's something that I suspect all students will be involved in at some point in their career. Then in module 4, which is called Organisational Oversight, we then go and look at and examine organisational oversight of risk management and the responsibilities of managing risks at the highest level within an organisation. And this follows on from some of the aspects introduced in module 2 of the certificate. So we'll be delving further into areas of corporate governance and decision making. We'll be looking at organisational performance and the oversight of risk management, looking at culture and ethics, and strategy and leadership. And this all relates to issues relating to the process of decision making and the effect of corporate culture on organisations. So the whole module has been designed so that the student will understand the internal issues in organisational risk management from the board and management level perspectives. Module 5 is called Resilience, Perception and Society. So in here we're looking at business resilience, That leads us into business continuity and crisis management, and we look at the similarities with those and enterprise risk management. We also consider the emerging risks to society, to industry and to commerce, and the perceptions of and communications regarding risk and risk management. We finish this all off with Module 6, which is called Project. So Module 6 prepares you for the planned, undertaken and completed, original, realistic and feasible risk management work-based project in or associated with your work context. That's all a bit of a mouthful, but in essence you'll be researching further and demonstrating your academic knowledge of risk management gained through the previous modules, and you're applying that knowledge into a workplace context, meaning that you're transferring that theory into your practice. So that's the diploma. Now we're thinking about the study of the diploma. So both the certificate and the diploma have always been primarily delivered through distance learning, with study guides and essential reading materials provided to the students, with further support from module coaches and the student team. And at the end of your study period, students would sit exams in exam centres near to their places of work or home. Now, the new approach is fundamentally the same, although there are some key differences. So first of all of the content is now managed online through an education portal, which is called Moodle, which many schools and universities use in the UK, which gives it a little bit more academic rigour. And secondly, the exams, which were held each June and November, have now been replaced by practical assignments that are relevant to the workplace, meaning that your education can be transferred or translated straight into practical application. All of this new approach brings us to something more like a one-stop shop. So you get other benefits by doing this as a student. You can enrol at any time now because there's no longer any fixed enrolment periods. You can use the virtual learning platform, Moodle, and you're better able to learn from anywhere around in the world. You can do this also because the platform we're using is not just the PC anymore. You can actually access Moodle via the tablet or even by your mobile phone. So you really can learn from anywhere. There is improved directed self-study and online coaching. So we now have quarterly tutorials and a new discussion forum. And the material includes activities and quizzes with feedback as you progress through the course. You can also submit that practical assignment at any time rather than having to wait for exam periods. And you receive quicker results on your marked assignments. These are provisional results rather than again having to wait for that exam period and a 3-month period of time afterwards to get the exam results. These changes to the ERM qualifications have also improved their gold standard of education. As you probably know, the educational offering through the IRM has global recognition. We have students from India, we now have them from the United States. We continue with our students from the Middle East and Europe and Africa. In fact, we have students from over 140 different countries. And if you go and have a look at the IRM's regional interest groups on their website, that'll give you an idea of the wider IRM network. Although this is called the diploma, your education actually provides you with an academically robust master's level equivalent qualification. And once you've been successful in completing the diploma, you receive a grad IRM designation or grad IRM letters after your name. And you do have an option to go further and apply for the certified member or CMERM designation, which gives you this certified risk professional status. And you get that after you've done a qualifying period of around about 3 years of practical experience. Going through the diploma now also potentially gives you a shorter time than the previous exam route. You don't have to wait for enrolment, for study, for exam dates. and you have more freedom then regarding your study, which is much more suited to those of you who are working. In a nutshell, the study has been designed or redesigned to ensure that you're current and you're competent. So we're using practical assignments now so that your learning is not only transferable to the workplace, but also better reflects current events and best practice. It's been an awfully long time since I did any studying with the IRM, but it was the best thing that I ever did in my career. And it really gave me more gravitas and my role more gravitas, and opened up so many opportunities that I don't think I would have had without that. So I've been allowed, or it's allowed me to work in the private, public and third sectors. I've worked in industries from construction and education through to mining and pharmaceuticals, and I've worked in different countries around the world. So I've been able to support and train and meet thousands of people from all different walks of life and backgrounds. And although getting people to really understand the value that effective risk management can bring to an organisation, that can be a bit frustrating, I wouldn't change a single thing. I really hope this has whetted your appetite to progress your knowledge and understanding of risk management. There's never been a better time for you to get qualified. Risk managers are going to be the ones that lead us through the economic recovery and boost the resilience of our organisations. You can find out a lot more at the IRM's website, which is www.theirm.org, where you'll also find the new brochure for the diploma. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I really do wish you good luck with your studies.